one of the most technical fights ever. Female or male, doesn't matter. Joanna Jędrzejczyk is in a Muay Thai stance. Well, Weili's just more in like a karate, boxing, really boxing stance. But anyways, I want to show you guys what I got tonight. This is a crazy, talk about a crazy dumpster diving find. No, I didn't break any lock. Everything I got was out of the trash, so with that being said, let me roll this. It gets crazy. Let's start with whatever's around me. New England, FBI, DEA, United States, Marshal Service, United States, whatever service, DATF, USGF, US, whatever all that stands for. Wyatt Detention Facility. Operation Sunrise, Marshal Services. Police, first firefighters, first clearance. Yeah, let's keep going. That's just stupid shit. That's crazy. This was brand new in the box. I found the I have the paperwork with it and everything. You could listen from far away. See, this isn't police shit. Well, marshal shit. Alright, next. Let's get to the sketchy shit. Michigan, 98. Virginia, 97. Georgia, 1990. California, 95. Idaho, 1990. Florida, 91. Florida, 91. 96, Massachusetts. Back in. So these are all U.S. Marshals plates. Like on unmarked cars and shit. Just so you can look at a picture they do undercovers. Shit. Shit. That's real crazy, I trust you. This is dope. In the box from the company. My son collects them just to get sold off for it. These are Marshals. We're in the box. I'll go to this box next. I gotta get a VCR. I don't know what's on that. She's hanging hard onto that neck. And you're almost free. No tape.
My husband's a panty dropper. All because he discovered Wild Willie's. He found everything he needed to grow and maintain the perfect beard. This is him before. We have peaches fuzzier than that. This is him now. A testosterone titan. He puts the jacked in.
Shut up, you fucking stupid fuck. Shut up. Oh, it's like, but you know what that sounds like to me? That literally sounds like to me. Right. Brand new in the package. Tactical Command Industries. Modular antenna system.
Wesley's technique is very sharp. Oh my goodness.
Everything is straight. I mean, you look like two of the best strikers in the UFC, regardless of gender. Everything's so tight, everything crisp, no wasted action.
I have mad more shit in the car, but I just grabbed where I thought she come inside. I have the holder to like a police radio. How police radio goes. I mean
And she's firing it off.
laptop or whatever. I have one of those
You
things.
want it multiple times. In
Yeah,
these
the
exchanges,
case or
you have to
something.
end with it. That's money in the bank.
We're gonna have over
GPS.
300
This
total
was all in
strikes
one lot.
before we get
antenna.
round 3. Just incredible.
Is this a breaker? I don't know what this is for. This is for like a puncher or something because it says cut up
Ladies
there.
have some significant swelling, particularly on that that right eye.
Yeah. Above it, beneath it.
She's getting pieced up too. I mean,
Jonah Tools.
If you're Zhang Wei Li, you don't want to take too many more of those.
Impact higher, low,
She's checked a couple.
You wanted to switch
whatever the fuck this is.
Minutes.
It's spy shit.
Zhang Wei Li's furiously working on her between rounds.
Alright. Just a holder for the battery for like a police
you can see the power difference. It's very,
radio.
very, it's big, man.
This this looks like
Be
a
careful. She needs to
old wiretap,
escape once she lands. Instead of staying in the
but I
back.
don't know exactly what it is.
She needs to get her head off the center line when she throws these punches.
Maybe it's just a automobile adapter.
Jacek landed a huge left for Zhang Wei Li.
Adapter for what though?
Oh my goodness.
Whatever that is. We got
Very few strawweights can match the
External
volume.
hard
Jacek
drive.
Zhang Wei Li has done that thus far.
that baby shouldn't have thrown away without destroying. It's the U.S.
Oh
Marshals.
my goodness. I'll tell you what, these girls are not playing it safe.
No, they're both fighting beautifully too. You know, Jacek is fighting a beautiful fight at the challenge. Oh, as of the champ.
Jacek switched off to southpaw.
A few times you can see her confidence just rising.
I think she's looking for a left high kick. I think that's one of the reasons why she switched
whole
off.
conference call
She's
on
under there.
the recorder.
She's got that Whaley with gas a little bit.
Oh, my
Maybe if
goodness.
she can keep that pace. And right now it looks like she's starting to fatigue a little.
Yeah, she's
I don't know what
looking
these
for
are.
that
I
high kick. That's why she switched to southpaw after the success of that one kick at the end of the round.
Wind Freak Technologies.
Plus, it's just a different look. Now, Whaley has to adjust. And Joanna can fight very well from this stance.
Pretty good counter right from Zhang Wei Li, but Joanna's starting to take control of this round. 2 minutes in.
I wonder what this is. Oh, there's paper in here.
Zhang Wei Li has never seen championship rounds. Yeah, Jacek has lived in those 4th and 5th rounds.
And in my eyes, it looks like she's coming on very strong here. Beautiful no kick there by Whaley. A little front kick to the body.
That's what's going to do off Joanna. She start digging that kick in the middle.
Ooh.
Sticks and moves.
Yeah, I mean, Whaley is looking to end it with each shot she
Whatever
throws.
Sync HD
But
is.
Joanna is learning the timing and the
I got this
distance that
one,
Whaley
I think
can
it's
have. She's managing to get away from a lot of these big shots now.
It's not the same thing, so I got two of those. Alright, I'll show you the next box.
Zhang Wei Li unable to
Wait,
take it. 2
crazy.
minutes in the round.
Good defense here. Right back up to her feet, though. Kick again.
Evidence integrity seals.
This is going to fatigue Whaley even further.
Unopened.
They just give Joanna a different level of fight to worry about. It's not going to be just a stand-up fight. You're going to have to
the stickers. I'm gonna try on a board just to show you what all it's in. These things are. This is the box.
As we speak, Lamar's corner wants more pace and pressure, man. They feel like Weili is starting to fatigue bad. I don't think she's as tired as they think, but they seem to be very animated putting her pressure forward.
And she ate that looking to counter with the left high kick.
OQO. I don't even know what this is. Trying to figure out. It's got old ass windows, so it's older. But look at it.
Here to really stash on the way these supply straps for the former champion.
What is it, a computer?
Oh my goodness. Well, Joanna suggested this was going to be the greatest strawweight title fight in UFC history, and
I think it already is.
15 minutes in for sure.
This is the hold of like the police computers on in the car. Computer mention.
Lippman, we craft our cleaning tools here in the USA. No matter how big or small the mess, we'll help make your life
I'm
happier,
trying to keep this
shinier,
video at
and a
like
whole lot
15 minutes
easier.
because I could keep showing shit for like literally 40 fucking minutes. I have a lot of shit. Well, the remote's under here because it's pressing buttons, but it won't press play on something. Why? Just why?
Say, since 1896.
Alright, let's grab the next thing. Got a lot of police car stuff. Like this, it's the other end is to go to a battery. Like a power, and it's got a 3-way for a light splitter.
Nate Diaz has been called the scariest street fighter in MMA.
What's this all
Lost
about,
13
Joel?
times in his career, Diaz doesn't have a particularly glamorous record, but his reputation and respect as a fan favorite remains. Faris Sahabi said this about Diaz: "If you put him in a fight where there is no time limit, I think he beats 99% of the fighters." Let's look at 7 reasons why Nate Diaz is the scariest fighter in the UFC. Starting us off at number 7, Nate's relentlessly attacking type style. Nate Diaz is notorious for consistently putting pressure on his
sensitive
opponents. Even though this puts him in harm's way, the
That can
man
make-
just
so you can have
deserves
something so
stop.
it's not
In his
wasting
bout
the
with
battery
Leon
on it.
Edwards at UFC
When light goes on, it
263,
goes on.
Diaz lost 24 minutes of the match, but was a hair away from getting a finish. The dynamite left hand, which rocked Edwards, should have signaled an opportunity for a win, but he chose to pose to revel at the moment as blood gushed from multiple scars on his face. It's because of these crazy moments that even Georges St. Pierre's coach said that there's no one in the sport who could stop Diaz without rules. I think Diaz is the greatest, probably the best street fighter, and by that I mean no rules. Diaz is the type to keep walking forward and unleashing volumes of punches onto his opponents. It's a spectacle to watch, also because of how
Blast
much
cap.
he gets cut.
It's
At
a
number
caution.
6,
This
the
is
man has a reputation for
explosive.
shocking the world. We mean,
What's that all
the
about?
dude entered the UFC when he was 21. His ability to cut past his opponents in the Ultimate Fighter tournament was insane, and he eventually defeated Manny Gambierne in the finals, which was quite the spectacle. In his
Another
time at the
brand
UFC,
new tactical
Nate hasn't had
tennis, that's
just
2 of
any
them.
career. He's also had fights where his underdog character shows
Not even it. That's a whole
win
nother
over
bag like that
Donald the
filled right
Cowboy
here.
Cerrone shocked the world with a huge campaign that had Nate definitely in the underdog's position with a potential world champion in the other corner. Diaz confused Cerrone with his barrage of aggressive punches and
guy's
his
an idiot.
signature 1-2
Cerrone.
combos. The
It's not
underdog was
Cerrone.
able to bring down one of of the biggest prospects of the organization. Let's also not forget that this is the man that gave a prime Conor McGregor his first loss, coming off a winning streak with names like Jose Aldo, Chad Mendes, Dustin Poirier, and Max Holloway. That's a murderer's row right there. Nate Diaz took the fight on an 11 days notice after replacing Rafael dos Anjos and made him submit. Nobody wants to tangle with a dude who beat prime Conor in the championship rounds off an 11-day notice. Coming in at number 5 is the two-piece. Before we begin this one, let's just do some clarifying. The Diaz brothers do have a lot in common between them, but often people see them as the same fighters, while the exact opposite is the case. Nate and Nick Diaz are two different fighters. Nick is known for his two-fisted in-your-face attacks that clear the defense and go straight for the body. On the other hand, Nick Diaz is a fighter that doesn't stop until getting the finish. This approach has its benefits, but Nate is a completely different machine. He offsets what some call his plotting nature with precise and deliberate attacks. Every move with the lead hand comes with an adjustment of the feet. Nate is a very calculated fighter who creates distance, loads weight, and takes angles within these movements to find the opportunity to launch counterattacks. His 1-2 combo is the attack that comes out most often, and that's the attack that got wins against Donald Cerrone back in 2011 and against McGregor. At number 4 is the deadly ground game of Nate Diaz. While we know that Nate Diaz is a very deadly striker, most people don't realize how good he is on the ground. He can shift from a deadly striker to a stealthy grappler in seconds. The man has 13 submissions in Spain. He's currently all-time number 2 most submissions in the organization. The way Diaz shows his grip over the fundamental attributes like spatial awareness, body control, correct posture, and timing really shows how true of a black belt he is. Nate received a BJJ black belt under Cesar Gracie in 2012. But since his brother Nick Diaz introduced it to him early, he's been a lifelong practitioner of jiu-jitsu. Nate used those very jiu-jitsu lessons he learned along the way to carry him through his fights. Diaz's jiu-jitsu was the key to his victory in the first match with McGregor, and it continued to complete his arsenal. The reason the man has wins over people like Conor McGregor, Anthony Pettis, Donald Cowboy Cerrone, and Ray Maynard. Following that, at number 3, the Stockton Slap. The one thing that ties all the lunging jabs and left hands is the Stockton Slap, which happens to be a deceptively powerful weapon for Diaz's style. Mainly, fighters tend to overextend their punches, and that is where this technique is most deadly. And to clarify, all fighters leave space open. Conor McGregor does it, and so does Nate. But the game changer is the way Nate's hooks allow him to close the gaps and prevent himself from getting hit. So even when the opposing fighter has an opening, not only is it small, but they also have to worry about the trademark slap coming in as they lean to attack. Other than it being effective, the slap also throws the opposing fighter off his game. It causes him to get flustered, making him more susceptible to making mistakes. Andre Ward, a two-weight world champion,
this says BPD on it.
with Diaz, and this is what he said about him. They call it the Stockton Slap because he will slap you to death, man. I don't mean that in a bad way. At number 2 is the mental edge he has over everyone. And the final piece of Nate Diaz's armor is the mental edge he has over everyone. This is what makes him the scariest fighter. It's all the Diaz brothers make excuses. When Rafael dos Anjos took Nate to town while standing and on the ground, stinging him down with head kicks and dominating him from the top position, acceptance was not an option for the fighting pride of Stockton. He explained that he was not in the best shape, but he is not prepared to pull out of the fight. He then went on to say that he showed up regardless to fight and that he will be ready. Nate Diaz is not one of those people that accepts defeat. One would think that this kind of mentality hinders a fighter's learning, but clearly that isn't the case with Nate. Call it pride or confidence, it works. The man is sort of like a contract killer. He's there to fight, and he will fight. That's the kind of dude you do not want to get in a street fight with. A dude who fights for the sake of fighting and is coupled with skill and endurance? No way. The most interesting part about all of this is that Diaz, without fail, absorbs punishment before he reaches the finish line. He is known to be easy to cut, with an eyebrow that tells the stories of a dozen wounds. He claims to have fought injured for at least 10 of his fights now, and even in winning position, somehow finds himself taking hard shots.
You're gonna have to watch the Pikachu. I'll show you guys some more of the stuff. There's so much more. There's more even right here. There's more crazy stuff that I'm like questioning if I should show it or not.
Fighting isn't easy.
But anyway, take care, guys.
10 of his professional fights.